giant egg. You can see it's pretty big. You weighed them, didn't you?
It was over 80 grams for the big one.
80 grams. Well, and there it is, a double yolker. And she's fertilised.
So I might have had twins out of that.
I don't think it works like that, Paul. Yeah. Well, that's all for my recipe. I actually need, I'm going to treat that as one yolk. Yes? So that's my complete egg, and this is my yolk. I'm just separating them because this is for brushing. There we are. The butter needs to be really soft, so I'm just popping this into the microwave. Now, what I'm going to do is just basically mix all of these and wedge the mixture between 2 layers of pastry. That's it. It's a very simple recipe. So what I'm going to do now, this is vanilla enhanced flavoured sugar, 100 grams, but I'm actually using 90 because we don't like things too sweet. I just store it in a jar with some vanilla cubes. Now there we are. I'm going to put this in. I've melted the butter, but you can just get it soft if you like. It's such a simple recipe. They charge quite a lot for these in the shops, and there's nothing to them. This makes more than the size in the shops, so you can share it with more friends. Right. You just mix it. Now I'm going to mix in my egg. Now remember, it looks like 2, but in fact it's 1. They come out the same egg, but it is 2 whites. I've saved 1 of the yolks here. Your final ingredient is the expensive one, 250 grams of ground almonds. These galettes are, because of their shape, they're flat, and they were named originally from the word galette, which meant pebbles on the beach, the flat ones that you can skim on the waves. My children liked doing that. Now all we're trying to do is to get it together, and that makes your frangipane that goes into your puff pastry. The pastry I'm using is what I usually use. It's a all butter puff pastry, and it comes pre-rolled in circle shapes, and it even has its own non-stick paper. There you are. That's frangipane. If you want, some people like to flavour it with rum, and this is called the Three King Galette in France. Le Galette de la Trois. It's sold everywhere at this time of year, and for most of January. So I'm laying it out. I can't believe how easy this is. I feel a bit of a cheat putting this on the internet, but I ate it for a long time thinking it was clever, but it's not. Like most things I do, it's very straightforward. I've got a little pot of water, and you just whoosh it round the edge. That makes your pastry stick. I know there's a lot of people and books that tell you to seal pastry with egg. Rubbish. Don't, because it doesn't work very well. Now you've got to put this mixture in the centre of here. And then that's it. I'm going to use my fingers because it isn't that sticky if you don't press it too hard. And it's really nice when people come round, friends who want to tell you all about the Christmas they've had. This year it was quite bizarre. My son had COVID, so it was all very different. But, you know, Paul and I had a nice time, and we've got modern technology, so we're not exactly isolated. And it was fun from a distance. But everybody wants to tell you what they had and everything else. So this makes a nice thing to go with a nice pot of tea or a mid-morning coffee. And it's really seasonal. And there's these little things here. I'll just get it for you. There's these little things. I don't know if you can see that. But they're made out of, they're little porcelain things. We would call them findings. Well, we put things in our Christmas puddings, but the French, they put them in these little galettes. And people have collected them all their lives. I've got a friend in the village. She's got several hundred of them. It's quite ridiculous that you can think of that number. They're all different, and they have boxes of them. But this is the one that I happen to have had for the last few years. So I just oink that out. And I usually put a hole over it so as I know where it is. So don't give it to people who are likely to bite it and ruin their teeth. So I know where it is in the cake. So there you are. Now that's it. It's fairly flat. Now this goes into a hot oven. I'm just going to put this here. Okay. Ta-da. Right. This is my other layer. This goes on the top. I don't put the rum in it because I think a lot of people don't like alcohol that much after Christmas. They've had quite a lot over New Year. And children. Children are not keen on rum barbers and the like. Right. We need a knife to put our little... It was there, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes, I can feel it with my knife. So I'll just put X marks the spot. No one will know. I know. Right. Now, I usually do this because this helps seal it and it makes it look silly and pretty. There. Now, we need to do this to make it golden. It needs to be golden because it's got to be fit for a king. So we're very generous with this. It goes into a hot oven, about 200 degrees centigrade, and it'll take about half an hour. There. There you are. There. I put it on 195 because this oven is ridiculously hot for what it says. See you in half an hour. Well, this is 25 minutes. I did say my oven is a little bit hot. And we're a little bit further down the line. There, got it. Bien doré is now very brown. Very brown indeed. It's usually served cold, but I have had it hot But we shall be eating that in a couple of, probably 5 minutes. It'll cool down quite quickly. But you can see it's gone puffy. And we've got a little cross to tell us where we have our... Can you see which one's the cross? Yes, this one. This one is the cross. So I know that's where the little porcelain thing is for your teeth. Only I can remember somebody with a Christmas pudding breaking their tooth on one of those little sixpences in silver, and oh dear, I really wouldn't want that happening. But it's turned out rather nice, hasn't it? So we will put it on a thingy and it'll be fine. But if we had rescued it 2 minutes earlier, maybe 3 minutes, it wouldn't be quite so dark. But it's still beautiful, isn't it? And the other thing you can do, you can shake a bit of icing sugar over the top. I don't particularly like sugar, but if you did, it makes it look more Christmassy. But there we are. And there's your interior frangipane. Hold on. Beautiful. Crisp, it's light. Look at that. It's just a lovely, lovely gateau. It's all flaky and beautiful. Look, you can see it's light and fluffy. Oh, yes, it is. Very good. That is really good.